Hi guys, this is Anuj Tikku reciting the seventh chapter from my uninterrupted digital movie I Also Slept with Rashmi Verma. The chapter is The Brown Jesus Christ. As I had mentioned, Market was our yearly long festival. This was a time that freshers divided themselves into teams of 20s. Each team had a senior as a guide and a mentor. This was a time for the freshers to show their knowledge and marketing skills. But more than that, the most important part of winning the market festival was the sublime art of attention grabbing. Now, we had a very skilled team called Yo-Yo as our primary competitor. These included guys like Rohit Chaudhary, Ruchika Kushwaha, and Sonal Mathur. Sonal Mathur was my biggest rival in marketing and brand management, not to mention Bhan Giri. They all called him Bhan, but to me he was a lowly rant. Yes, sir, I was the king of attention grabbing. No one could get attention with as much intensity and in as little time the way I could. I knew that if we had to win the festival market, we would need a grand opening for that. We needed to do something that would attract instant attention, like boom. My team was called Chassi Par. We wanted to call it Flower Power, but that would be too westernized. And anyway, Chassi Par is derived from Flower Power. The pot smoking generation in America of the 60s and 70s was called Flower Power, children, and we were the Chassi Par kids because everyone in the team smoked pot, and the biggest Chassi of them all was Rakesh Dhar, our mentor. This team had me, Raizada, Javani, Aniljeet Bacher, and the rest of the lowlifes like Sam, who were instructed to make t-shirts for the team. I didn't like to work, as I have mentioned before, but I loved getting attention. We were all tense. The festival market was about to start and we had not planned a strategy. I mean, how could we? All of us were busy smoking pot. Then a bolt of lightning struck me and I said, "Hey everyone, we'll enter the festival with dhoom dharaka and big hoo-ha, drums, nagara and dancing. There'll be noise all over. Let us just do the reverse. Let us make a silent entry. No noise, just pure silence and peace, nothing more." Others affirmed, but did not do much to support my idea except for Giovanni. He jumped at the idea. "Good, but we need a theme. We need to do something when we enter," I replied. "The resurrection of Christ. Let's perform the scene of the resurrection of Christ." Bang! This was such an intellectually stimulating idea that both Giovanni and me ran with it. Giovanni pulled me by the arm and dragged me to the lawn. He started to violently search for something. In a few minutes, he returned with branches of nearby fallen trees. "Hey, we could use the wood to make the Holy Cross." "Okay, my Virgin Mary, but who will play Jesus Christ?" was the thought that came in my head. My head went into a tailspin as I thought for a while. Out of the corner of my eye popped in Aniljeet Bacher with his hair open. Like Samsung in a vest, he surprised us. "Are you guys? I'm looking for you in the dining hall. The festival is about to start and we still need a theme." That was it. Aniljeet will be our Jesus Christ. Well and truly the ultimate hippie. Jesus Christ, the Bap of flower power, the King of love and peace. Who could be bigger than him in the whole of humanity? Yes, sir, the icon, this Messiah, the nomad without a land, the king without a country. His character will be played by none other than our Sardar from Punjabi Bagh, Aniljeet Bacher. Giovanni and I got to work and tied the branches carefully to make a cross. Aniljeet opened his hair and wore a white dhoti that reached to his knees. It was the task of Pariniti Rambo to do the makeup and choreography for the entire scene of Christ, right until the holy walk to the cross, this crucifixion, and then the subsequent resurrection. Pariniti got the candles and taught us the entry moves and how we would gather around when Aniljeet would walk to the stage. We did our rehearsal a few minutes and in the nick of time, we were ready to make our grand entry into the festival, which was proudly called the market. The bell rang and all the teams jumped into the gladiator ring. As usual, there was noise, commotion, and pandemonium all around. Noise, brutal noise, dancing, shouting, and pushing. It felt like I had just landed on the sets of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but it was still time for the idea of the real madman to take shape. Boom! the Chelsea Power made an entry. We all walked into the pit holding candles in our hands in the middle. It was left to the bouncers of the group, the Musselman, Raizada and Aditya Monk, to manage others in the group and keep the crowd at bay, while my great idea began to germinate. We walked together in a unique formation. I felt like Bhishma, who had created the Vajraview. We got the attention of all the judges in 1 minute. The silence grew, and in the midst of it arrived our Christ, Aniljeet Bhatter. He looked like Jesus and walked like him too. Yes, he was the brown Jesus Christ. It was as if Nanak had transformed into Christ in front of our very own eyes. Everyone was mesmerized and was looking at us and at our local Jesus. A lady then approached him to give him water while Aniljeet acted as if he was in great pain on the cross. The whole scene was enacted for at least 15 minutes, and all the while everybody was looking at us. Why? Because we were different. We stood apart and went against the tide. We were unique, and that is what got us all the attention. The plan, the imagery, the formation and the silence all worked, and we managed to grab the attention and hog the points. Yes, indeed, the Chelsea Power had made an entry into the market with a bang. Later did we realize that the entry was the only success in the competition we had, because during the rest of the days of the event, we just slept and spoke charas. End of chapter. The Brown Jesus Christ. Thank you.